back to Charlie's desk. You know, spending time the last few days on the set directing Going South reminded me just how much I love this business. I mean, there's just no place like a good movie set. However, if you haven't been on a big movie set before, you'll find that there are quite a few unwritten rules, especially if you're doing background rule. I mean, there's a real pecking order on a set, and there's some things you just do or don't do, and certain lines you don't cross. Background work's very important to a picture, and most of the time you treat it pretty well, but like it or not, the extras are sort of the plankton on the set. I mean, you're the bottom of the food chain. Now the question is, how can you be a perfect extra? I've been lucky enough to put several people on movie sets, people who are registered with Media Casting Group, as well as some of my students. I had a couple of people, though, who had just never done background before, and they weren't really acquainted with some of those unwritten rules. First rule of thumb is they should never have to look for you. The second rule is you should never be in the way. A couple of times I had the secondee ask me, hey, where's so-and-so? One of those times we were actually headed to the set to shoot a scene, and one of my folks just vaporized. Well, when the guy finally showed up, I asked him where he'd been. He said, oh, I had to go to the men's room, or in movie parlance, I had to go to the honey wagon. Well, that's something that you just don't do. If you're going to leave the place where you're supposed to be, always let an AD know where you're going. Because I can almost guarantee you that the moment that you disappear, the director's going to ask the AD, hey, where's that extra in the blue blouse or whatever you happen to be wearing? And the AD better know, or the director's going to be unhappy, and you know what that means. A couple of other quick rules for backbound players. The AD does not want to be your best friend. He or she knows that you want to be upgraded, that you want to be a principal role, that you're looking for Taft-Hartley, so you don't need to remind him of that. Second rule, stay away from the stars. Asking for autographs or to have pictures with them is just not acceptable. Remember what I said earlier, you're at the bottom of the food chain, and that includes mealtime. Always defer to the principal actors and the guys wearing the tool belts. I mean, if you're in line to eat and one of them comes up, just step back, offer to let them go ahead of you. And that's especially true of the guys in the tool belts, because they're the working folks. And once they eat, they're going to go back, to work setting up for the next shot. A whole lot more I could say about that, but it's not really all that complicated. Just be courteous, be cooperative, and remember, they are never going to say, oh my God, look at that wonderful extra, we're going to take them and make them a star. That ain't the way it works, folks. It just doesn't happen that way. As a matter of fact, extra work doesn't even belong on your resume. They don't consider it acting, they consider it an activity, although it's a very important one. You do background work for two reasons. You get a little paycheck and some food, and you get a chance to go to school. So just listen and observe and learn everything you can while you're on the set. And you know what? Sometimes it's actually fun too. Okay, that's it for now. Check back in with Charlie's desk pretty soon, because we're going to have something new for you. For now, that's all. Bye-bye.